Hello, so today I'm going to talk a bit about where I find my cheap Lolita items, and we're going to start from the top layer of the most expensive to the bottom layer of where we can find potentially the cheapest things. So at the top we're going to start with the actual website. So believe it or not, some websites, even brand websites, do have sales. Now this isn't necessarily all too common, and it is rarely on like a site-wide sale and everything. It's usually things that they're trying to get rid of for the next season. But either way, those are things on sale, and there's where you can get cheap items. Pretty simple. I'm sure you know how the sale works by now. So the second layer of the cake of expensiveness is a Lolita specific secondhand group. So this could be things like your lace markets or your closet childs or a Facebook seller group or something Lolita specific where you can get a good deal because there'll be some secondhand items. And the reason this is the second layer is because in a Lolita specific world, or I suppose that's the right term, and people know the prices of these items and they know what to sell them for. It's unlikely you're going to get something like a holy lantern for like £10 or something. But people know the iconic prints and how much they cost and things like that. So you probably won't find dirt cheap, but you will find a deal on things, especially on prints that aren't so coveted after. So the third layer on with the cake, I guess that's just what it is now, is a second-hand seller site, but a non-specific one. So these are places like eBay. There are other places, but eBay is the one I typically use if I feel like it nowadays. I don't use it as much. It was more pivotal back in the day when all these Lolita spaces weren't really prevalent. And I think this is a more advanced, shall I say, option. I think with options like this, you need to know what you're looking for and know when things are a red flag, because it's a lot of not necessarily scammers, but there's certain items which they might be replicas and they might try and pass them off as a real thing, or sometimes they'll take a stock photo from a brand and some factory somewhere will make a knockoff and then they'll send that to you. There's a whole load of nuance that you might need to know of that you may not be privy to if you're new. But the thing about this is often where you'll find Lolitas who were in the fashion years ago and haven't kept up with the comms and things, and they don't know where all these new websites are, and they just want to get rid of the stuff. They may not even know how much things are really worth anymore, and you may get some really good deals. And this is where I talk about the thing I always talk about with the thing I got, which was a brand skirt for £15. It was a Baby the Stars Shine Bright skirt for £15, which is significantly cheaper than it would be if I bought it from the shop. And this was because old school wasn't that popular and OTT suite was only a few years away, I think, at the time. So a lot of old school was going cheap, but also this was before a lot of the more Lolita specific websites as well. But again, someone who was leaving the community and just wanted out and wanted cheap stuff. So I think this is a really good option to get cheap stuff just from people who don't really know the value of what they're selling or just really want to get rid of it. But I also think you need some experience to know when something's a red flag or something's legitimate. So just beware of that. And the fourth one is perhaps something a bit unexpected, but it's actually just your local Lolita.com and the good old bring and buy. So if you're not familiar with the term, a bring and buy is where you bring something and buy something else. It's like a car boot sale type thing. It's where if you want to get rid of any of your pieces, you would bring them in and someone may buy them. It's where you can Lolita car boots. It's a Lolita car boot sale. That's the best way to describe it. And you can actually get some good deals, contrary to the idea that you're in a room for Lolitas and they know the value of what they're selling. So again, you're probably not going to get a holy lantern for £10 or like, I don't know, a honey cake for like £20 or something. But you will probably get some good deals because, especially in my com at least, a lot of people, they have collected many things over the years and they just want to get rid of stuff because there's something else they found, or their style has evolved and they just want to get rid of things because they want to get something else, especially in the UK where we don't have those gigantic luxurious American houses that we've seen where they have a lot of more space to put their clothing. Yeah, walk-in wardrobe who? Don't know her. So anyway, this is where you can find some good deals, and this is where I've found some of my favourite deals. So this is where I found some brand socks. They did come in pairs, and by the way, I just can't find the second one to this, and I thought for what's the word? Not contrary, continuity? Who knows? But I thought I'm just show you one each. So these are both socks from Metamorpho, so they are both brand socks, and they were brand new when I bought them. I have worn them quite a few times now, so they do have some signs of wear, but they were brand new when I bought them, and I think they were about was it £10 or something? It wasn't anything that was overly expensive. It was cheaper than if I went to Meta, even if I was like not incurring any shipping fees or anything. It's cheaper than buying it from the shop. And these were brand new when I bought them. And this was obviously from Lolita, who was experienced, who knows what Lolita is. They, for whatever reason, bought them and it didn't suit them anymore and they just wanted to get rid of it. So I got it for a good deal. I also got a Taobao, not skirt, a Taobao petticoat for £10, which Taobao is cheap, but again, getting a petticoat for £10, that's pretty good. That was just from someone who they got a bigger, more floofy petticoat, and the more smaller one didn't suit their style. Whereas me, again, someone who just doesn't shut up about old school, a slimmer petticoat works quite well, especially with more slimmer old school silhouettes. So I got that for a pretty good deal. The other thing is this dress itself. So this is a Innocent Ball dress. I'm not quite sure of the print, but it is a printed Innocent Ball dress. It's a cotton dress as well. We know how much I don't shut up about how much I love cotton. And I got this for £40, and it's not stained at all. It's like new, everything's intact. It's like someone bought it from the shop. It's perfect for me, and that was £40, which is an excellent deal for a dress. Even when I looked on Lace Market the other day, the cheapest brand dresses were nowhere near that price. They were more expensive than that. And because it was a physical bring and buy, I got to try it on and see what it looked like. I got to try it on with the accessories I already had. I got to see how it worked with my undertones and all that colour theory, whatever. And so I definitely knew I liked it. And I got it for a great deal, and now I have it. So a brand piece, brand dress for £40, I think is pretty good. The other thing I also got for free was a brand bag, and I don't know where it is, but I have used it in a video, which hopefully I will link somewhere. And that was because it was peeling really badly. As I've talked about, those polyurethane bags, they wear very badly, and someone just wanted to get rid of it, so I just took it because it was free, because you can't really complain with free. Like free brand, I can't complain. I think it was an Innocent World bag. It's somewhere. And I think one good thing as well, is which I didn't think about, is a lot of the time when people buy from Taobao and things like that, sometimes they get free things as well that they want to get rid of. Normally little small things, you probably won't get like a whole free dress, but chances are they'll just give it away to someone. So if you're in a meet, if that's a bring and buy, you may even be able to get some other free things. And from my experience as well, I didn't buy any of them, but there was someone in a meetup who had so many blouses, about 20 odd blouses, and they were just selling them off for like £5 each, £5 each. So you could have gotten a very good selection of blouses for a good deal. These weren't brand blouses or anything like that. Oh, actually, no, I think there was. It's not Fan Plus Friend, but a similar kind of classic-y Atelier Pero. A brand in that way. There was one of those, and those were going for £5, so that was very good if you wanted something like that. But again, there was so many blouses and £5, and part of the reason was, well, by the time they put it online and sell it and get the fees and all that, and they actually get the money, they've probably only made about £5 profit anyway. So why not just sell it immediately to you for £5 and make life easy, because I just really wanted to get rid of them. I also got the necklace, the oh dear, not today, the Pooh Fell necklace that I got. I got that for, I think it was about £15, which I don't think is necessarily like a big bargain deal, but considering that is a brand in America and I don't have to deal with shipping and all that, things like that, for me I thought that's just easy, just £15, I don't need to deal with shipping or anything or any customs, just give me that nice and easy. So that is the basics of where I get my cheap items. I honestly think the best course of action is to befriend people in your local comm and just keep an eye out for when there's bring and buys, because a lot of the time they really want to just get rid of things, and it's so much easier just to sell something on to a friend in the comm at a significantly cheaper price than trying to list it online and reaping quite meager profits a lot of the time from things. So I would go ahead and befriend any people in your comms and keep an eye out for those bring and buys. Yeah. Okay, this is where I end the thing, I guess. Yeah. Bye.